Welcome to our LinkedIn Live event, Hybrid PIM Solution with au2mator Self-Service Portal. I want to show you today how we improved PIM with au2mator for our customers. And the good thing is, without using an Azure license, without the use of an M365 license, we did a hybrid PIM. That means we have cloud roles and on-prem roles combined. And on top of that, we also added some more feature on top to improve the au2mator PIM solution compared to the Azure one. We start with a short introduction of our company and then we switch over to our demo. So my name is Michael Seidel. I'm a Microsoft MVP since 2015. I'm an automation consultant since more than 10 plus years, and I'm the founder and CEO of au2mator. au2mator was founded in Austria, Europe in 2015, back then as a web front end for System Center Orchestrator runbooks. Lucky if you still know what Orchestrator is. So in 2019, we enhanced our portal to be used by 4 automation engines. So on top of System Center Orchestrator, we added the PowerShell, Azure Automation, and System Center SMA. But 3 years later, so in 2022, we removed the SMA because it just wasn't used by our customers. And Microsoft didn't put a lot of effort in it. So right now we have 3 automation engines, but no SMA. And today, we are happy to have a growing consulting team and happy to help our customers all around the world with au2mator and in automating their IT processes. So how does all this work together? So before you start with the au2mator, you need your automation builder. You have to build your automation. So you have to build your orchestrator runbooks. You have to build your Azure automation runbook or your PowerShell script. You use initialized data to put some values into your automation. So that's everything standard to the automation engine. So nothing special for au2mator self-service portal. Then you do your automation and you give some return data. Okay, so that's the prerequisite. Then au2mator comes in place. So more on the admin side, you create a service, you connect it to your automation you built before. You configure your questions with multiple question types and so on. You can configure an approval. So if your manager needs to approve before the automation is started or some group of users needs to approve, that can be configured. And of course, each service can be limited to a bunch of users, to a bunch of groups, whoever is allowed to trigger that request. And then the end user can start a request. If an approval is configured, the user has to wait for the approval to be done. And of course, the user will be informed about this process. So if there is an approval waiting, the user will be informed via email or in the portal that an approval is pending and he has to wait until the request is approved. If the request is approved or there is no approval, the automation is triggered with the values the user entered in the front end, and you get some return data back. So why are we doing all of this? And of course, one of the most important thing is to increase your security. Because when you use the au2mator self-service portal to delegate or to provide a front end for different tasks, different actions, then you can reduce your domain admins, your application admins, your Entra admins, whatever application you're triggering with the automation. The users or the help desk or the IT people don't need to log into the application anymore. He can use the front end of au2mator to trigger those actions. And when you reduce your domain application admins, there is less more possibilities to have any accident errors. Okay. And of course, with that, you can increase the quality, because automation doesn't depend on if it's cold outside, if it's hot outside, if you have headache or not. Automation always do the same way as you made the automation. Okay. And I have one example for classic user on offboarding. If you have 3 people doing the user on offboarding and you have a written down document how to do it, you can be sure that you have 3 different ways how it is done, okay? Because the humans think different, they interpret the task in a different way. So you can be sure that if you have 3 different people, you have 3 different ways how to do it. And with automation, it is always done the same way. And with that, of course, you save time because you can delegate your routine tasks, your automation, your services to your end user, to your help desk, to your managers, to your departments, whoever wants to trigger a service or has a request related to IT. So you don't need anyone write a ticket and so on. So that saves a lot of time. And if you save time, of course, you save money because your IT team then can concentrate to evolve your IT, to evolve new systems, of course, to take care of AI or whatever is right now on your priority list on the very top. So you don't need to pay the people to do routine tasks anymore. They can concentrate or to evolve your business and to bring the IT to the next level. And of course, if the user can request something in a portal and get an immediate response, you will have happy users as well. And I see in many customers that employees are requesting such kind of self-service right now. So if they move from a company which had a self-service portal and do all this stuff, they're requesting those things from the new employer. Okay. And if you don't have this, they will request this kind of self-service. So make sure you already have this in place or you immediately start. And of course, if you increase security and quality, if you save time and money, and if you have happy users, your IT staff is happy because your IT staff can do things they like and don't need to do things, daily routine tasks, and so on. We are starting now with our demo. So we have 2 sites prepared. So one is the light mode is our admin manager site. And the black one, when we switch to our HR automated self-service portal, the dark mode is the end user. Okay, that's the preparing. And on top of that, I want to show you a little bit of the background, what we did. So on-prem, we created a bunch of PIM role groups, in our case, DNS admin and domain admin. So we have the bottom 2 are the groups where the roles are attached. So on the PIM domain admin, there is the role domain admin attached, and the user is a member of this group will get the permissions. The PIM-A is just a group to make a role available for a user. So if you're a member of this group, then you are able to request the PIM role. And the same we did on cloud. So we have here our synchronized groups as well as our cloud-only groups, Intune Reader, Global Reader, Mailbox Admin, Compliance Admin. So we created the same structure here. And for Intune Reader, I want to show you, so that's the role group, so the group which we can assign a role. And we did a custom Intune Read role. So we also can do custom role assignments here, okay? So complete functionality, as you know, as you might know it or wish it from Azure, but without the license. So we prepared the groups, we prepared the availability groups, and then we want to start with our first example. The first one is that Jasmine written us a ticket or made a ticket. She needs access to our asset management to read some computer details and so on. So we as admin first need to assign the role that Jasmine is allowed to request the permission. Okay, so we assign a PIM role. So in our case, we need the Intune reader, and this needs to be assigned to Jasmine. And the command, maybe the ticket number, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and finish. So we are now technically adding Jasmine to the PIM A group. So she is now able to request access to this permission or to this role. So when you switch over to Jasmine, she got an email that the following role is now available for you via PIM. And of course, Jasmine knows what PIMs means. So she can navigate to the au2mator self-service portal, can start a request, is looking for her PIM request permissions, and she's now able, as Jasmine is logged in, she's now able to request the Intune reader. Okay, she can also select the time, the duration, how long do I need the permissions, and after that period of time, the permissions automatically removed. So 4 hours. The reason is because I need for asset management, and finish. So in a few seconds, Jasmine is added to the Intune reader role, what we saw before with the custom role-based access group. And as you see, she has no access right now. And if we do a refresh, and hopefully the cloud minute is not only a minute, so only a few seconds. So let's try one more time. And here we are. So now as Jasmine has access to Intune as a reader, so she can read all the information, all the asset information, what she needs for asset management, and so on. Our idea is that she can request the permission she is allowed to do. The idea of PIM is that an additional approval is not needed, but you can do it. But the idea is the first step is that you need to assign a role, the possibility that someone can request. So not everyone can request every role. So first the IT needs to assign the possibility. And for this, the approval might be a little bit too much, but it is available, it is doable. So you can have an additional approval when someone is requesting permission. So maybe also dynamic approval. So for example, for a global admin or a domain admin, an additional approval is needed. Otherwise, it goes through. But that's up to you how your process does look like. So now Jasmine has the permission. She got an email with the information that, check this one, that the following role has been assigned to you, Azure Intune Reader, duration 4 hours. So as we do not have time for hours to wait, after 4 hours, Jasmine will also be informed that the role is removed. So this is an old email to see. So the following assignment has been removed. So you lost the permissions, Azure Intune Reader, timeout reached, okay? So if everything goes straight, the permissions are removed after 4 hours. But here is now a special thing. We had some requirements from different customers that it might happen that someone is getting a role or getting a permission, what is maybe not allowed, or maybe it was a mistake, or they did something wrong with their permissions and they want to have an immediate remove of the permissions. And that's what we did. So for the admins, we created a form to remove a PIM assignment. So we select Jasmine here as user. She has the permissions of Intune Reader. And not good, whatever. We do a comment and we say Jasmine will be removed from that permission immediately. So what does it mean? We remove Jasmine from that group and do a revoke from the sessions. So if we switch back to Jasmine, she gets an email. The following assignment has been removed, so you lost the permission. Intune Reader, not good. That's our comment. So she was forced to remove the PIM permissions, okay? And when we do a refresh here, you should see an access denied as she didn't have the permissions right now. So she cannot read or access Intune anymore because we removed the permissions immediately. Okay, so we saw there was a misbehavior and we removed the permissions immediately. But now the manager comes in place. So we have a additional solution that in some cases the user is not able to request a permission because he's maybe on the road, no device, whatever, and calls the IT, can you please assign me that permission because I need it, blah, blah, blah. As we want to keep away as much as possible from the IT department, we provide a form to the manager. So now a manager is able to assign permission to my team so that I can assign as manager a role, a permission to my users. So I choose my users, and that's the users where I am the manager of. I don't see every user in my environment in Entra Active Directory. I see only users which are in my team. So in this case, Jasmine. The role is Intune Reader, and you deserve it. Okay. So I, as a manager, am now assigning the role, the permission to Jasmine. We click Finish, and a few seconds later, Jasmine should receive an email that her manager was assigned or has assigned the permission. And here it is. And that's it. So assign PIM permission, you deserve it, and so on. Okay. So on top of this immediate remove, we have the possibility that the manager can request or can assign a permission, a PIM permission to one of his team colleagues. So we keep away those doings from the IT department in case a user is not able to do the request on his own. One more thing. You saw at the beginning that in the background there are simple Entra AD groups and simple Active Directory OnPrem groups, which has then assigned a role and the permissions. And in a perfect world, everyone will take the au2mator self-service portal to request permission, to assign the possibility of permissions, and the end user will request the permissions over the portal. But in some cases, maybe an admin wants to go on the way bypass the process and is adding a user to the group. So what we do here, you saw before, Jasmine had the possibility to get the global reader. We will remove this PIM role from Jasmine. So global reader and Jasmine test. So we are now remove the possibility that Jasmine can request the global reader role. Okay. So the only thing Jasmine can request is the Intune admin, Intune readers, and she is gone from the global reader. She's not a member. Everything is fine. And now an admin or maybe a group owner, maybe something is misconfigured and there are owners set and they can configure the group memberships. But we are doing now something and bypass the au2mator process or the au2mator portal. So we directly assign Jasmine to the role group. Okay. So we are now assigning a user to permissions and bypass the au2mator PIM solution here. Okay. That's something what not should happen here. And what we build for our customers is that that we check on a regular basis that if there is something happening here, and sometimes on a regular basis we're checking if everything is as the au2mator PIM solution is requested via the au2mator PIM solution, or is there something different, something strange? In our case, someone added Jasmine to a group where there is no request for. And what you see here is that the IT receives an email that there was a role assignment without the proper request. Okay, And now the IT needs to take care if whoever did that, who was the guy who bypassed the automated process and who added Jasmine to the group without the proper request. Okay, so we also have a control system what is taking care and making sure that no one bypasses the automated PIM process, automated PIM solution. So at the end, what we did here, what we showed here today is a complete PIM solution without the Azure license, without an M365 license. On top, a hybrid PIM solution, so not only the cloud possibility or roles. On top, we have the Active Directory on-prem roles and groups, so you can combine cloud and on-prem PIM in one UI. And on top of that, we have some more features like the immediate remove, or the manager can request a PIM role or assign a PIM permission to one of his employees. We are now coming to the end of our LinkedIn Live event. As the next concrete steps, we offer free initial consultation in which we will look at your potential together. We offer unique QR code and link so you can directly book an appointment in my calendar for free for the first interview. And in this, we can clarify further details and respond individually to your requirements. So hope to see or hear you in the next days. Thank you for visiting and listening to our LinkedIn Live. And thank you and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.